Angel Reese may have tapped out and quit on the Chicago Sky. Everybody is speculating, what is this back injury? Is the back injury? Everybody's questioning it now. And this will be a third straight season where Angel Reese did not finish playing in game. I think Whitlock is onto something. I see other people talking about this. People talking about it all on Twitter.
Angel Reese just dropped a bombshell after quitting the Chicago Sky, and honestly, the team might be better off.
Vandersloot, their point guard early in the year.
Yeah, that was a big loss. Them losing Courtney Vandersloot was a big loss. They got Rachel Banham playing point guard. Kia Nurse, ill.
She skipped most of the season hiding behind a so-called back injury, and now she's walked away completely after her reputation took a nosedive and fans finally stopped buying the excuses.
What is really going on with Angel Reese? Has she just flat out quit again? Has she quit on the Chicago Sky? Angel, you gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self.
Angel Reese and this whole mysterious disappearing act she's got going on, because honestly at this point, it's a running joke. Third straight season not finishing what she started. Third straight season, like clockwork. First, it was the magical wrist injury in 2023. Remember that one? The big dramatic announcement about how she needed surgery to prevent arthritis before she hit 25.
For being honest, maybe more reason why she's out right now might be secretly shopping her. They're not secretly shopping her. You don't fake back injuries. You don't fake back injuries. Run it from the grind, man.
No attempt at a comeback, no push to finish strong, just poof, season over. And now, here we are in 2024 with her pulling the same move, only this time it's a back injury. And when I say back injury, I mean the vaguest back injury in the history of sports. No actual diagnosis, no timetable, no moment in a game where you go, oh yeah, that's when she hurt herself. It just appeared like a magic trick.
Chicago Sky, you quit. You quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realized you never stood a chance, to be honest, with Caitlin Clark for that Rookie of the Year.
And of course, she times these injuries perfectly. Always right after the losing streaks or the personal setbacks. Convenient, right? The timing is so suspicious, it's practically a pattern at this point. Her fans can call it bad luck all they want, but come on. We've all seen enough of these coincidences to know what's really going on. She's missing the biggest games, including skipping the Sky vs. Fever game in Indianapolis. And that's the one everybody wanted to see because of the Caitlin Clark rivalry hype. Oh, but don't worry, she'll tell you it's all about rehabbing.
Like she is asking for a trade. Or she's at least implying she wants to be traded. Because at the end of the day, you just never know.
Now let's talk about how this team actually performs without her. The Chicago Sky are 110 without Angel Reese this season. Sounds bad, right? But here's the kicker. People are noticing that when she's not there, the team actually plays more cohesive basketball. Imagine that. The ball moves, the offense flows. People actually cut to the basket without worrying about feeding one player's ego every single possession. That's the part nobody in her camp wants to talk about. And don't think I forgot about that early season slump. Shooting 28% on layups before the All-Star break? Layups.
Everybody was on you shooting 28% on layups. Everybody's tearing you up on the internet. The All-Star votes come out and you saw Kiki Area Finn and all these other people in front of you and realized, oh damn, it looked like I'm not gonna make it. And then you turned up.
I'm sorry, but 28% on shots literally designed to be the easiest in the game is insane. And it wasn't until the public started roasting her and the All-Star votes came out looking grim that she suddenly turned up her game. Funny how the fear of losing a popularity contest can magically improve your shooting percentage.
You threw in the towel and said your wrist was hurting for the rest of the year and didn't play again. This past the inaugural season of Unrivaled, you didn't even finish that season.
Now let's break down these injury excuses because they're starting to sound like bad reruns. In 2023, it was the wrist, the season-ending wrist injury with the dramatic explanation about arthritis. And just like that, gone for the year. No comeback attempt, no I'll push through for the team. She just dipped.
Like, we've seen different tactics being used. Is Angel Reese trying to get traded, bro? Are you trying to get traded, Angel?
Then 2024 rolls around, and right in the middle of the season, bam! A mysterious back injury shows up. No one knows how. No one knows when. All we hear is day-to-day from the coaches. That's the official term they keep recycling, as if repeating it will magically make people stop asking questions. Day-to-day, for months. And here's what makes it worse. Somehow her back is perfectly fine for All-Star Weekend. She's on camera, smiling, taking pictures, doing all the photo ops. No problem standing around for hours. No problem posing for the media. But when it comes to actually playing in a regular season game, oh no, that's when the back starts flaring up. How convenient.
She just stopped. Some of these injuries, we saw the injuries. We didn't see what happened. What happened? This is bad.
Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is over here dealing with an actual documented groin injury. We all saw when it happened, we know the exact moment, and she's still traveling with the team, still on the bench, still engaged, breaking down plays, supporting her teammates, and even while hurt, she's averaging 16.5 points and almost 9 assists a game. That's production. That's leadership. You don't see Clark disappearing into the shadows with day-to-day mysteries.
Reese didn't even show up to the Indiana Fever game in Indiana. She's not even showing up to the away games anymore. She's not showing up at all. She's just not showing up.
And let's not pretend we don't know what's going on with Reese. People have been speculating for a while now that she's sitting out to protect her image and her numbers. Can't have those stats tank during a losing streak, right? Heaven forbid anyone sees her go 3 for 14 in a blowout loss. She'll just sideline herself and let the PR team spin it into a rehab story. Analysts have even compared her to Kawhi Leonard's load management. But honestly, Kawhi at least has medical receipts. This is worse because there's zero transparency.
It looks like Angel Reese wants out, y'all. Angel Reese seems to be looking for a way out of the dumpster fire that is the Chicago Sky. And I gotta be honest with you.
Remember the All-Star push? She was ranked 13th in early voting. That's a gut punch for someone who brands herself as the face of the league. Suddenly, she turns into a completely different player, going on a 10-game run to pad her numbers and lock in that All-Star spot. And then, surprise, surprise, once the selection was secured, the urgency just evaporated. That's not a competitor's mindset.
Remember, she quit in Unrivaled. She just stopped playing in Unrivaled. Said she was hurt, didn't show up for the championship game, didn't even show up and watch. Last season, she claimed her wrist was messed up, didn't finish playing in none of the games.
That's a marketer's mindset. And speaking of marketing, let's talk about that Indiana snub. She wouldn't travel for the Fever rivalry game, but she had no problem making the trip for All-Star Weekend in the same city just weeks earlier. Oh, so the back can handle the trip when there are cameras and endorsements involved, but not when it's about facing Caitlin Clark on the court? Got it. Totally believable.
Playing games. Angel, where you at? Where you at, Angel? This is nuts.
The reality is, her image as the face of the franchise is tanking. People are starting to see that branding is prioritized over basketball. And when your team's record and chemistry actually improve without you, that's the opposite of what a franchise player is supposed to bring. What's wild is how predictable it's become. She'll have a bad stretch, maybe get called out publicly, then, poof, here comes the mystery injury. Coaches will throw out the day-to-day line, fans will argue on social media, and she'll conveniently be in street clothes for weeks. But she'll still pop up at whatever media event or sponsor gig fits the brand. It's like she's got the whole thing down to a science.
There's no details. Every day we hear that Angel Reese is day to day.
Facts. Hey, Whitlock, take this pot. Keep cooking, stir the pot.
The Chicago Sky without Angel Reese looked like an actual basketball team. I know her fans hate hearing this, but multiple commentators have been pointing it out for weeks. The ball moves better, the chemistry is cleaner, and the offense doesn't look like it's stuck in molasses. When Reese isn't on the court, the guards actually get to run the offense instead of standing around waiting to dump the ball inside so she can take an awkward, contested shot. The wings cut hard to the basket, spacing actually exists, and possessions don't die a slow death because the ball's been glued to one player's hands. That's not my opinion. That's what people watching these games are seeing.
But I think Angel Reese, and I'm saying this with my chest out, I think she's quit on the Chicago Sky. She's been claiming a back injury basically since the All-Star break.
And the numbers? Oh, the numbers are brutal. The Indiana Fever are 7-1 against Chicago in the last 2 years. 7 wins, 1 loss. And get this, one of those wins was without Caitlin Clark even playing. No Caitlin, no problem. Indiana still stomped the Sky by 22 points. Lexi Hull, who doesn't exactly get the superstar spotlight, dropped 17 points in that game and posted a +22 rating. Do you know how embarrassing it is to get cooked like that by the role players? That's like losing your wallet to a pickpocket and then watching them tip the waiter with your cash.
So the Chicago Sky are an absolute, disaster right now. They're an absolute disaster. They are.
The scary thing for Reese is how many people now think her style of play actively makes the Sky easier to defend. The moment she's out, there's no predictable post-up to shut down, no over-reliance on her trying to muscle her way into the paint. Opposing defenses actually have to work a little harder because the offense is less predictable. That's why the addition by subtraction talk is starting to blow up. And honestly, if your absence makes your team tougher, you should be worried. That's not just a bad look, that's a career-defining red flag.
Nothing. There's no information about Angel Reese. I think she's quit on this season. Woo! I think this is a worse version than Kawhi Leonard. I think she's used.
Ooh!
Now, let's get into the mess that is the controversy and trade rumors, because this is where the tea really spills. Remember the whole Gamebridge Fieldhouse drama? Reese was reposting stuff claiming it was dangerous for her to be there. Sounds intense, right? Except the original incident turned out to be nothing. Literally a non-event. Some noise in the arena turned into a conspiracy. She doubled and tripled down on it anyway, playing the victim card for all it was worth.
You gotta be, hold on, you have to have some level of self-awareness here. Last year with the Chicago Sky, you quit. You threw in the towel. Once you realize.
Fast forward, and she's a no-show for the Sky's next big game at Gamebridge against the Fever. And not just any game, this was a matchup fans had circled because of the Caitlin Clark rivalry. Her absence immediately reignited all the "she's ducking big games" talk. And honestly, can you blame people? The pattern's been the same all season. Big stage, tough opponent, mysterious injury flare-up, rinse and repeat.
A lot of people are making the point that it sounds like she wants out of Chicago. And look, I wouldn't blame her. I wouldn't blame her for wanting out of Chicago.
Then there's the pulling a Dewana Bonner theory floating around. Basically that Reese is sitting out to force a trade. It's a spicy theory, but there's a problem. If she really was trying to force her way out, she'd probably already be gone. Which is why some insiders think the Sky might be playing the long game, holding her until the 2026 WNBA draft to get maximum value. Because let's be real, if they dangle her for the right return, some team desperate for a marketing bump might actually give up a #1 overall pick. Names like Paige Bueckers or top 2026 prospects have been thrown around as possible targets.
The Sky have no future. The Sky messed up bad. They messed up bad this summer. They don't have a future.
And here's the kicker that makes her whole injury narrative look even weaker. She's already proven this season she can still play at a high level. During one brief return, she dropped 20 points in a game, so clearly she's capable of competing physically when she feels like it, which just makes the "I'm hurt, I can't play" routine harder to swallow. Now, we get to the part that sums up her entire recent career, from the face of the Sky to a full-on PR liability. 3 straight years with untimely injuries. That's not just bad luck anymore. That's a reputation, and it's the worst kind of reputation in sports. The player who disappears when things get rough. It's like the reverse of a clutch gene. Call it the ghost gene. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next time a so-called franchise star perfects the art of quitting.